Hey there, I'm Mike Dunn with Gaming Trend, and we're here at GAMA 2023. And I've got Brad Boothe sitting here, creator of Fill in the Game. He's going to tell us about it.
So fill in the game is the fill in the blank party game. You challenge other players to act out scenes or perform basic stunts using the challenges on these cards. So the challenger fills in the blank with whatever they want as long as it's safe and possible, and then the other player is trying to do it to get the points. And it can be completely family friendly or not, depending on the group you're with. The 1-pointers are basically gimmies. As long as they do it, they're going to get the point. The 2-pointers usually say without laughing. And then the 3-pointers are usually more of a physical stunt. And then there's negative points that are rules. The first person caught not following the rule gets it as a negative point, and then it goes away. And you just keep track of points by putting them in front of you. If somebody fails a challenge, then it gets discarded instead, and the challenger gets to draw a game changer. It could be good for the challenger, bad for the person that failed, or could affect the whole table. Like this one is all players must rotate their scored challenges upside down. And so if you had these in front of you, you'd go from 2 points to all of a sudden having 3. And there's also stunt cards, which might be used for certain challenges. They might be getting tossed around, thrown across the table. There's letters and numbers on them. They spell out game, and that's fill in the game. It just really depends on what the challenge says. And it's for 3 or more players, ages 13 and up, and small groups usually play to 10 points. Larger groups want to reduce that down to usually about 5 points.
Okay. So, I guess tell me a bit about trying to think let's talk about the game changers first.
Okay.
So what I guess how do game changers come into the mix during the game?
So it's really just when somebody fails one of the 2 or 3 pointers, like if somebody laughs on a card that says without laughing, this one is booty duty. You have to sit on the floor with your hands and feet in the air, so you're kind of just on your rear. If a limb touches the ground during that 30 seconds, then you fail. And so whoever challenged you gets to draw the game changer.
Oh, okay. And then they can play it at will during...
No, it's really just a read and follow the instructions.
Oh, okay. So it happens instantly.
Yeah, well, and so during the development process of this, at one point there was a big stack of game changers that had some strategy involved, and if you play them at the right time, it's beneficial to you. But it was way too deep for the party game crowd, so that was changed to just being very powerful game changers that are just kind of instant. There are some where you just put them in front of you until you play them, but that's kind of limited.
So you kind of condensed it down.
Yeah. Made it a little simpler.
Now, what about the stunt cards? When did these come out?
So, for example, if I could find one, it's going to, of course, take a little while to...
so something that's mentioned on one of the...
Yeah. So, like this one right here. Okay. Balance transfer. With this one, you are using 3 stunt cards, and you are just sliding one back and forth 10 times. But while blank. So somebody might make you hop on one foot or jog around the room. It just has to be safe and possible. Can't have you do a cartwheel while you're doing it. But yeah, it's something reasonable, but you can make it difficult.
Okay, so it's like a party card game with some dexterity challenges.
A little bit of dexterity, improvisation.
And a little bit of chaos thrown into it.
Absolutely.
Game changers. That's pretty cool. How long
Thank
have
you.
been working on this?
It's been a little over 10 years. And with the most recent print run I did, I got that in May of last year. And I travel for work, so I've got it into a little over 70 stores in 16 states at this point.
Nice. Very nice. Excellent. And what's the...
Retail is $15. Yep.
Very nice. So thanks a lot, Brad. This is great.
Thank you.
Available?
It is currently available in over 70 stores on fillinthegame.com. And I
So you
do
get
have
on
a
the website. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, you can buy it right on fillinthegame.com.
Awesome.
And before we go, One thing I forgot to mention is I also have a completely free companion app at fillinthegame.com. Just a big red button. It's not required to play. It just helps enhance the experience. And it's got idea generators with different categories along the bottom there, and also timers, because some cards are 30 seconds, some are a minute.
Very nice. Now, I imagine during that 10-year process of refining the game, you had to kind of kill some darlings, so to speak. Right?
Well, it started with a board. There was a modular board, double-sided. You could have it as big as you want, depending on the length of how long you wanted to play. And you would kind of claim the spaces and have the cards in front of you that you would write on at the time. You don't write on them anymore because that was a mess. While playing, if somebody landed on that space that was yours, then they would have to do that challenge. But the end point was not well defined. It was grueling at times. Some friends just and I was like, it's no good at this point. So we ended up getting rid of the board, trying a couple different methods, and then basically settled on just drawing off the top of the deck when it's your turn, and you pick who you're going to challenge, and you ask top or bottom, because there's two of them. If they said top, it's just that one. If they said bottom, you just flip it over.
Nice, nice.
And straight to the action, straight to the fun.
You have to appreciate that kind of process, right? Like, you start off with something big, and then you whittle it down to something that fits in a box.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
And one thing
the things that you dropped, are you thinking about maybe adding the back end?
Absolutely. One of the biggest things that I'm thinking about dropping, which one thing I want to point out is like historically, I've still got the old cards. And so there are many of the actual challenges that are the exact same or very close. So the core concept of it has pretty much remained throughout. It's just the mechanics that changed. One of the mechanics that did end up getting removed was dice. There were 10 dice involved. You would be doing dice stacking while blank, balancing them on your hand, things like that. But with the cost, the added cost of dice and a larger box, that was removed just to get it to an easy $15 price point. But I kind of the next expansion I might do is the dice expansion, and have it be a bigger box that'll hold not only the original deck, but then also room for more expansion.
And I imagine you could do some things like you have with the stunt.
Yeah, additional stunt cards and
special dice. With Phil.
Right. And that's how the stunt cards came to be. Is okay, dice are gone. How are we going to make things difficult now? So that's where the numbers come in. That's where a lot of the balancing stuff comes in. I had to completely recreate almost all of the 3-point cards because most of those involve dice.
Excellent. Well, I really appreciate games like a story like this, where a game that started off much more expansive, but you really condensed it down.
Yeah, whittled it down.
To the essentials, and as a result, came up with a much tighter experience. Awesome. Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.
It's fantastic.
It was great to meet you.
I hope you have a good GAMA.
You too.
Excellent.
Thank you.